What's up, YouTube? I don't know. Mostly I felt like making a video since I have my brother's gun here. It's, in that case, I'll probably record it on a separate video because it has nothing to do with this. So, let's see. The Saturday after Thanksgiving, my brother, two of my cousins, my brother's father-in-law, and me went pheasant hunting, where I took this Mossberg 500. I can't remember exactly what the model number is specifically. If you really want to know, look it up. It's not that hard to find it. Which I noticed a couple things. Clearly, this is unloaded. And that is too. Good God, look at all the fingerprints on it. Anyway, I noticed a couple things that I kind of wish Mossberg would change on this. I know that probably 15 years ago, you used to be able to buy this gun with a gold trigger. That's clearly not gold. And a chromed bolt, or polished, or whatever the finish was. I think I've only had this gun 2 or 3 years, but clearly they're not making this gun with a chromed bolt and a gold trigger anymore. How much more money can it possibly be to polish that bolt and probably gold nitride that trigger? Probably not much. Something else I kind of wish they'd fix. So this is straight on, like underneath the view of it. You can see that sling mount, it's not perfectly straight because that stud's not in there straight. And yet it's as tight as I can get it. I think on the other barrel, it's like that too. You really can't machine that in there to where this thing sits straight. I mean, that's just kind of nitpicky. Yeah, clearly. I mean, it obviously wasn't meant to have a Magpul sling. I just put it on there because I didn't want to spend the money to go buy another sling for this gun. I had a sling that doesn't look terrible on it. It mounts on and off pretty easily. Click this little safety button, squeeze, and then this is kind of hard to do on camera. Okay, fuck it. Yeah, and then click the safety button and it doesn't come off. If you're wondering why that looks solid, that's just electrical tape. Helpful tip. Rubber sides, they get caught on clothing and stuff. Now the rubber butt is still rubber, but yeah. That's just a couple of the fairly minor complaints that I had with the gun. I will say this. This was only like the second time I had ever shot this. The first time, it was rough. Like, cycling the action, you almost had to like AK mortar it to get it open and closed. So when I took it home, I cleaned it, lubed it. Second time, it ran like a champ. So, yeah. I think that Mossberg could probably do something to remedy that. Yeah, and then the gold nitride trigger and the chromed bolt. I'd just like to see it as a cosmetic. And then that's just kind of nitpicky. I realize they just cut the threads. They probably can't. Oh, I'm sure they could. But as far as getting that sling swivel to mount in there straight, I'm sure they could fix that. Other than that, something else I might like to see on the 590, it's got an aluminum trigger guard. I think it would be nice if it had one on the 500, but not totally necessary. I mean, it's a hunting shotgun. You're not gonna be defending your house with it, more than likely. Especially considering that with the field barrel, the gun won't even fit in my gun safe. So, yeah, firing buckshot out of a rifled slug barrel that I don't have an optic for, yeah, it would be basically the equivalent of having a 410 Judge and shooting buckshot out of it, because it's got a lot of spread to it. Firing buckshot out of a 12 gauge with a rifled barrel, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to have a lot of spread. So, and since you're responsible for all the pellets that go down range, probably not going to be a very good idea to do that. And since I definitely think that firing 12 gauge saboted slugs out of that barrel would be incredibly irresponsible due to over penetration, yeah, just buy a second shotgun. Or if you can find it, I definitely can't, at least not on Mossberg's website, get the 18.5-inch smoothbore barrel if you're just going to run this gun, because, yeah, it'd be a lot cheaper if you don't want to spend the money on another shotgun. Alright, that's about it for the video. Alright, see ya.